So we are discussing the protecting ability of TMS chloride. TMS chloride can also be used to protect a triple bond. Of course, acetylenic proton is acidic proton, so we can easily deprotect it using any base, either alkyl lithium reagents or Grignard reagents or normal bases. Okay, then we can protect that group with trimethyl silyl chloride. When we do this, what will happen? We are getting a TMS group here. What is TMS? Trimethyl silyl group. This is a bulky group, so reagents cannot easily approach this triple bond. So that is why this triple bond is protected now. When we want to reduce this triple bond with some hydrogen and palladium, it is not easy for this triple bond to undergo reduction. So when we have two different triple bonds and when we want to differentiate them, what we can do, we can selectively protect one of the triple bond as TMS. We can substitute a hydrogen with the TMS group so that it becomes bulky, so that the triple bond will not involve in the normal reactions. Right. So far we are discussing that TMS group can be used as a protecting group basically because of its large size, right? Here carbon-carbon bond length is around 1.5 angstroms, whereas in silicon the same carbon-silicon bond length is 1.8 angstroms. Then how do we use this information? So far we are discussing that TMS is a bulky group, so it is used as a protecting group. Now from this information, believe me that TMS is not a bulky group. I'll give you one example. When we want to place a tertiary butyl group on the axial position, it is not possible, right? Because tertiary butyl group is a bulky group, so we cannot place the tertiary butyl group on the axial position because of the 1,3 diaxial interactions. But at the same time, we can place a silicon TMS group on the axial position. So this will not exist because of its spherical crowding, but this will exist. It is simply because here the tertiary carbon is very close to the cyclohexane carbon, so it is having more spherical crowding. But here you see silicon carbon bond length is 1.8 angstroms because of its large size. So the bond length is generally very large compared to carbon carbon bond. Because of the increased bond length, now the silicon group is far away from the carbon. So in this case, it may not get that spherical crowding. So that is why it is not that bulky as tertiary butyl group is. Right, we can play with this information during organic functional group transformations. Yeah, please take the notes. Just take these two practice problems. Py means pyridine. So pyridine will pick up the proton from alcohol, then O minus will attack on silicon. So what we will we will get OTMS. Here we have two alcohol functional groups. You may think that they are similar in sterical crowding, but they are not. This R group is in the same phase as this OH, so they will have large sterical crowding, whereas this OH is not in the same plane as this R. Both are trans to each other, so that means this alcohol is having less sterical crowding compared to this. So this little sterical crowding difference can be utilized to differentiate these two alcohols. When we use one equivalent of TMS chloride and a base, of course, base will pick up the proton from both alcohol functional groups, but because of the sterical crowding differences, this alcohol cannot be protected as TMS because of more sterical crowding, whereas this alcohol can be protected as TMS because of the less sterical crowding. So the same information can also be utilized to differentiate primary alcohols, secondary alcohols. It is having less sterical crowding compared to these alcohols. That is why it is protection is occurring on this alcohol. Okay. So in the similar fashion, we can differentiate primary alcohols, secondary alcohols, tertiary alcohols. Primary alcohols are less sterically crowded. Secondary alcohols are little sterically crowded compared to primary. Tertiary alcohols are even more sterically crowded. Okay. So we can differentiate primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols in a similar fashion. When we add silicon to oxygens, oxygen is a nucleophile. So it adds to silicon and chlorine will be leaving. So generally this reaction is an SN2 reaction. An SN2 reaction. So nucleophile approaches from one phase and chlorine will be leaving from opposite phase. But thing is that silicon can form 5 bonds. Silicon can form 5 bonds. So what will happen? A nucleophile first forms a bond, then leaving group will leave. Okay, so that is the only difference. Right. So when we say it is an SN2 reaction, what we will say, we will have inversion of configuration. So this is also possible on silicon functional groups. So when a chiral silicon functional group is there, and when we want to add this is lithium. When we want to add a nucleophile, here ethyl minus lithium plus, ethyl group will add to silicon. Chlorine is a good leaving group, so chlorine will be leaving. What is the product? Because it is an SN2 reaction, the stereochemistry around silicon will be reversed, right? So what we will get a mirror image of this product. When we write the mirror image, we can clearly say it is a reversal of stereochemistry. So the addition of nucleophile to silicon, a substitution of nucleophilic substitution on silicon is an SN2 reaction, which will have inversion of stereochemistry. Now we will see the examples of TMS iodide, TMS chloride. Similarly, TMS iodide. I'm not going to discuss the similar reactions with TMS chloride, but I'll be discussing different reactions. We can utilize TMS iodide in place of TMS chloride also. Now I will discuss where we can utilize only TMS iodide. Phenols can be protected with alkyl groups. So this alkyl phenyl ether, these phenolic ethers are very stable molecules. When we want to deprotect them, it is very difficult to deprotect to the corresponding phenol, right? Generally, what we use BBr3, but BBr3 is a very strong acid. That means we are using very harsh conditions, right? People used to use BBr3 to deprotect methyl phenol ethers to corresponding phenols. But BBr3 is a very strong acid, and when we have some acid sensitive functional groups, they may undergo deprotection as well, right? So to avoid this, what we will do, we will use TMS iodide. TMS iodide is a mild reagent. It is not even acidic in nature. So we can use TMS iodide to deprotect this alkyl phenol ethers to phenols. When we do this, methyl iodide is the leaving group. Then we will add H plus. Right. How do we do this? Of course, we know silicon oxygen bond is the second strongest bond. So oxygen will immediately pick up this silicon, then iodine will pick up this methyl. So in this case, first we will generate OTMS. Then under acidic conditions, OTMS can be easily deprotected, so that we will end up with phenol. So instead of harsh BBr3 conditions, we can use simple TMS iodide to deprotect methyl phenyl ethers to corresponding phenols. In TMS iodide, iodine acts as a soft nucleophile. Here iodine is partially negatively charged, silicon is partially positively charged. So iodine acts as a soft nucleophile. At the same time, because of good definitive for oxygen, silicon will immediately attack on oxygen, right? So here iodine acts as a soft nucleophile. So it undergoes 1,4 addition. It undergoes 1,4 addition. Iodine will attack this enone in a one Michael addition fashion. Then TMS will trap this enolate. Okay. Generally, adamantane is a very stable molecule. It never involves in reactions, but still this alcohol can be replaced with iodine when we treat this alcohol with the TMS iodide. You write the product. Adamantanes are very stable molecules. They generally don't involve in organic reactions, but here we can convert this alcohol to iodine using TMS iodide. A similar reagent like TMS iodide is the TMS cyanide. Here also cyanide is partially negatively charged, silicon is partially positively charged. So silicon acts as a nucleophile. Here it is only carbonyl is there, so it will undergo 1,2 addition here. Oxygen will pick up the TMS group, cyanide is there. This we can explore in different fashions. First of all, when we do acid hydrolysis, TMS may not undergo deprotection under mild acidic conditions, but cyanide will be hydrolyzed. Cyanide will be hydrolyzed to carboxylic acid. Cyanide will be hydrolyzed to carboxylic acid. When we want to reduce it with LAH and then do some strong acid treatment, this is not acidic treatment, this is basic treatment. Okay, basic hydrolysis. When we do reduce this compound with LAH, cyanide will be reduced to amine. Cyanide will be reduced to amine. And when we do acid hydrolysis will deprotect OTMS to corresponding alcohol. This is basic hydrolysis. Please take that correction. And when we do only acid hydrolysis, what is the product here? TMS cyanide chemistry can also be used for Umpolang reactivity. What is Umpolang reactivity? Reversal of reactivity. Generally, this aldehyde proton is not acidic. It is not acidic proton, but we can convert this to acidic proton, right? We used to use carbonyl protection with the dithiene, then it is deprotected using a base. The same Umpolang reactivity can also be obtained using TMS cyanide. As I said, cyanide is partially positively charged, silicon is partially negatively charged. Silicon will Cyanide will undergo 1,2 addition and we are getting this product. Because cyanide is a strong withdrawing group, now we can deprotect this proton using a base. Cyanide is a strong withdrawing group. When we abstract this proton, we are generating negative charge here. This negative charge is stabilized by strong withdrawing cyanide group. So that means we have inverted the reactivity of hydrogen. So it is an example for Umpolang reactivity. So we can remove this proton using a base and then we can do alkylation here. So what we will get ethyl. We will get ethyl and TMS oxygen. When we want to regenerate the carbonyl, in the above example, we have seen how to explore this OTMS cyanides, but here we want to regenerate the carbonyl. How do we regenerate? It is very simple. Use some fluorine reagents which will deprotect OTMS from oxygen. This O minus will polarize its electrons towards carbon so that it generates C double bond O. Here cyanide is a good leaving group, so cyanide will be leaving. So we are generating the carbonyl back. So the overall reaction is the proton was replaced with ethyl group. So TMS cyanide can also be used in Umpolang reactivity.